Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for May 2020. This is going to be for Libra Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those who are intuitively guided to the reading, even if you're not a Libra. You may have signs in, or you may have planets in the sign of Libra. Maybe in love with a Libra, cross-checking. So whatever brought you here, thank you. Thank you for, I was going to say trusting me, but maybe you have to wait till the end of the reading to trust me, and that's okay. Just for giving me the chance. So I hope you all receive the messages that you need to hear today. I feel confident you will if you're here. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and just try to quiet your minds, and you can do that through, let me take this off real quick. You can do that through some deep breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in positivity and exhale out negativity. Release your expectations. Allow the messages to come as they want to come. Remember, sometimes we don't get what we want, but we get what we need. Sounds like the Rolling Stones. Yeah, so we just want to be nice and relaxed when we watch our reading. Even if you have to pause for a minute, go ahead and take a minute and just calm. I invite your spirit guides in with my spirit guides to work together to bring us the clearest messages possible. I ask that the messages be illuminated to you. I always invite my sister Tracy in, who was a Libra, October 15th. Many of you have heard me talk about her. She's my big sister. And let's begin. So we're going to start with the deck of major arcanas. I'm using these for May. I've done this a few other months where we've used these. We just grab a couple. Well, they're going to come out naturally. And look at that. Right off the bat, we have the wheel. So I look at these as the subjects that we're going to be talking about throughout the reading. We have the High Priestess, and we have Judgment. I have to say, Judgment has been coming out in almost every reading, and, you know, Judgment to me is our ancestors. It's Source. It's the energy of being called to duty, okay? Light workers, you're being called to duty. You know, you're being called to begin some type of path, some type of, I don't know why I wanted to say an organization. Maybe someone's starting an organization. But anyways, something new wants to begin in your life, because we do have the wheel opening up the reading. Many look at the wheel, including myself, as the energy of destiny. And what that means to me is that, you know, I don't feel like we're going to be talking, well, we may be talking about karmic events in your life, but I feel like, you know, any karmic events that we've had before the wheel were there to teach us something, to give us, you know, another tool to put in our tool belt, as the magician would tell us, right? The High Priestess is coming between the two of them. So this is about your intuition. This is like a peek behind the veil, right? Something that Source or your guides want you to know, okay? So it should be clear, but this is something that you want to feel, okay? Something that you're feeling. Alright, we're going to bring in our next deck. Which I believe is called the Illuminati. If I am wrong, please correct me. We're going to go ahead and give it one more shuffle. Perfect. I just had a peek at the sun on the bottom of the deck. I like that. That's illumination. That's feeling good. Can be memories of good times in our life, our childhood. We may be getting messages that originate back from our childhood with Judgment here. So let's just get right into it, Libra. Let's get right into it. We have the Five of Wands. Number 5 talks about change. Change is coming. Makes sense. It's under the wheel. It's also the energy of like-minded energy. It can be read, at least in my eyes, it can be read as, I don't want to say aggressive, but, you know, energy where I'm going back and forth with someone or people. And there doesn't seem to be resolution because we're thinking alike, so I feel like the message within that is, you know, maybe if we work together instead of against each other, we would accomplish more. We have the Three of Cups, which is kind of like so-so. Half up, half down. I'm going to keep it in the upright, but I'm going to remember that, you know, Three of Cups is the energy of celebration. It's the energy of joy. It's coming together. It's funny because sitting next to the Five of Wands, it would make sense. You know, this is the energy of coming together with, could be my friends versus fighting them. Could be my family. Could be my workmates. But it's but it is the energy of celebration and joy. We have, well, actually, they're all reversed, so. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm beginning the Ace of Pentacles a lot. We have the Six of Wands, interestingly, coming below the Five of Wands. So, you know, again, the Five of Wands, this is where we're very much like, yeah, we're much, what's the word? We are like-minded, right? Six of Wands is now someone who perhaps did not see my perspective on something, now sees it. This is where people are looking at you, up to you, looking to you for advice, for your wisdom, to lead them, you know, for many, many different things. But it's considered the card of victory. Can be egotistical if it's in the reverse, but it's not. It's in the upright. You know, and what I mean by that is like, you know, so I got the victory, haha. No, this is about, I feel it's more about, especially because we have the High Priestess here, which talks about your intuition, clearly talking about your intuition, that people understanding something could be something spiritually that you are trying to explain to them. Let's keep going. We have the Four of Cups, which is in reverse. Feels like two cards there. We have the Seven of Swords coming under the Nine of Swords. I have to tell you right off the bat, I don't like bringing negativity into a reading, but clearly there's someone here who is in a relationship or was in a relationship where the issue was trust. I feel like this is about cheating. Did somebody cheat on me? Will they cheat on me again? Maybe even knowing that they did cheat on you. So there's some type of distrust. Listen, there's this feeling of distrust. It's a feeling, though. Did it actually happen? I don't know yet. Like, I don't feel like I have the evidence to say, okay, well, someone has definitely cheated on you. But I definitely have the energy of the fear of that. I'm fearful that I can't trust someone. Now, this could be a lover. This could be someone within my family. This could be talking about within finances, within money. But you definitely have the energy of wondering if you can trust someone, wondering if someone will cheat on you, wondering if someone is cheating on you. All this is coming out of the Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords energy is when we are totally in our heads about something. We are in worry mode, okay? Could be worrying about my money also, but we're in worry mode. The High Priestess is sitting right above that. So the High Priestess is almost giving the message, I want you to listen to me, like you are in your head, and this worry that you have is unnecessary. Now listen, maybe you found out someone cheated on you and now you want to leave, right? We have some energy of movement forward, of change, so maybe you want to leave, but you're worried about that. So the Nine of Swords says, take a moment, because you're in your head so deeply, and what happens is, let's say we have a fear of someone cheating, but we don't have the evidence. Well, it just builds up and it builds up and it builds up. I don't really have the energy of like speaking it yet. Doesn't mean it won't come out. But what it talks about is, listen, if you're being called to action, right, but you're in the Nine of Swords energy, chances are you're not going to feel your direction, right? If Source is trying to help you, your guides are trying to help to move you into the wheel, right? Get the wheel moving in a positive manner for you. When you're in the Nine of Swords energy, you're just not going to feel it. It's like your intuition goes by the wayside. It's temporary, but how long will it last? Well, that is up to us. It's totally up to us. I also feel, it's like the feeling of dissatisfaction within one's life, relationship, job, maybe all of the above. All right, so some dissatisfaction in there, and perhaps you want to leave. Perhaps this is why the Ace of Pentacles shows itself. First of all, the Ace of Pentacles is showing itself as a blessing that's coming into your life because it is under the Judgment card. So I know that this is a very positive energy for you, but that doesn't mean that I don't worry about it, right? Because maybe I don't know yet at this point if it's coming. Intuitively, you would know this, but when I'm in my head, it's almost like a block comes out. Let's get to put the rest of our cards out. We have the Queen of Cups. Excuse me. This could be a possible Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. We have the Wheel again. We have the Chariot, which is card of Cancer. Let's move these up. I was only going to take 8 of this deck, but we're going to go ahead and fill it out. So we're going to take 12, and it's funny, I'm thinking 8, 12, 8, 12. Okay. We have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the 4 of Swords. So number 1, this is healing over the household, over your finances, over the family, over a family business. I'm sure there's a lot of fear out there right now about, you know, how do I keep a business going? This business may have been there for generation after generation, but, you know, we have a lot going on in the world right now, a lot of fear over money and a lot of people losing jobs. Well, you guys all know that. But what I really love here is around this 10 of Pentacles, no matter what it is. First, you have the Hierophant. That talks about a belief system, right? That talks about coming from a high vibration, remembering your belief. Maybe for some of you, it's like remembering source. Remember, you don't walk alone. Then you have the 4 of Swords over that, which is all about healing. And this is true healing, right? I feel like for a lot of you, it's a healing of your mind, healing of your thoughts, so that then your intuition can kick in, which can then give you movement, right? What's following, so we started here with the Wheel, and then we have the High Priestess. Here we have the Wheel, and then we have the Chariot. So I feel like someone is wondering, can I make a move? Do I make a move? Do I go forward with something? Okay, my deck is in reverse, so we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this is talking about love. And we have the Prince of Swords below that. Possible Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I often think of the Prince of Swords as coming in to say something. Whether that be an apology, you know, maybe I want that to happen, or it actually is going to happen. So we have the Lovers. This is a connection, right? It's also a head over heart decision. We don't have a lot of energy here of wanting to make a decision. Maybe the Wheel is moving you anyways, right? It's not even about a decision. It's just about going with the flow type of energy. But we do have the Lover. So some of you, it is about a connection. It is about a trust issue with someone. Can I believe him? Do I even want to believe him? I feel like because the Prince of Swords is coming under the Lovers, and we have the 6 of Wands, this is someone or yourself talking to this other person and being able to change their perspective. All right, get them to see something your way. I feel like there is someone or something that is asking for you to make a move. You know, do you, will you? It's yet to be seen. I kind of feel like you will. But, you know, we're going to let the cards speak a little bit more for us, and then we'll go a little deeper. But I keep coming back to the healing over the home. You know, this true healing over the home. And it comes from a higher vibration, right? 6 of Wands, energy of victory. Well, that can certainly talk about victory over your own mind, your own thoughts, right? That negative thought system. Not trusting that I can be self-efficient or I'll have the money to do something. Judgment tells me that, yes, you can, but there's some type of requirement from you. And, you know, how do you know what it is? Well, it's intuitively coming to you. So there's signs that are coming that's trying to help you out, right? I feel like don't get stuck in your head because, You know, I feel again this dissatisfaction with this part of my life, but I've allowed it, may not be the right word, or sometimes that'll be a word that hurts some people's feelings, which is not what I want to do. But nonetheless, I stayed in it. When I have two wheels here, I could have changed it maybe before. It's not a big deal. Doesn't mean I can't change it right now, right? So I definitely feel like some of us are dealing with that. I feel like someone may be coming in, could be offering an apology. Queen of Cups is over here, so if, you know, first of all, if I agree to sit down with this person and speak with this person, Queen of Cups would tell me, be open, right? Be open to listening, because it can bring you some real healing. Doesn't mean if it's a romantic relationship, I need to go back with this person. What it's saying is what is being brought to me could give me the healing, the healing that I need, so that I can then move forward. You know, you have the Ace of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles. That's very strong within your finances. So you have the ability within your own finances or within your own creativity to, you know, if I want to say for the month of May, but I don't feel like it's just for the month of May, to start really increasing your money. You will, if you're looking to really bring your something through your creativity and then make money from it. It's showing that you have the energy. It's almost like Source is saying, you know, sweetie, it's whenever you're ready, right? Whenever you're ready, whenever you allow yourself to jump out of that Nine of Swords energy. There's a lot to worry about, no doubt. There is a lot to worry about, but the majority of it is going to be just fine. You got to allow yourself to feel that. All right, let's use this deck. I use this for Virgo. This is the Universal. I used it for Virgo with these exact cards, and I love the messages that brought out, so we're going to stick with them. I'm going to reward them by putting them in the following reading. And let's get some real clarity for you. We have a little thunder and lightning going on outside. Today's Monday, by the way. And it is 3:01 p.m. Really? Wow, I thought it was much earlier than that. Okay. Start at the beginning. Let's look at the wheel. I mean, let's look at all of them, really. We have the Five of Cups coming over the wheel. So this is me looking at something in my life, emotional, but something emotional in my life that didn't go right, caused some type of pain, right? Somehow the cups got knocked over. I feel like you're wearing the cloak of the Hermit, though. And that may be why the Four of Swords is here, like I'm healing this emotional part of me. Five of Cups talks about two, I don't want to say new, 2 cups of fulfillment that are behind you, right? But the wheel is here, so it's turning. It's almost like turning you around, because right now you're looking to the left and you're looking down. And the wheel wants you to turn around, look to the right, And there's two new cups there. I keep saying new, so maybe I meant to say new. I felt a lot of agitation today. I mean, I really had to calm myself down, so that, I don't know, probably picking up on some of your energy. We have the Nine of Wands, comes out next. We have the World, which I love. I love the World. Then we have the Nine of Swords. So, it's clear that there's some type of message that's trying to get to you, some type of spiritual message that's trying to get to you. But because you have the Nine of Swords twice, you are overthinking something, my dear. You are in a fearful state. You know, it can be just about what's going on around the world. We're all kind of there, right? Because we're all connected through this coronavirus and just everything that's happening. But I want to remind you that when you see the Nine of Swords, you know, it looks like a fearful card. Well, it is a fearful card. But its main message is the majority, and honestly, I feel like there's only four swords that I really need to concentrate on, or that I really need to worry about if I'm going to worry. The remainder, 5 of them, are unnecessary. But so if 5 of them are unnecessary and you're receiving the healing here with these 4 swords, it's the clearing of the mind. That makes sense? Where was this? Oh, down here. All right. So we have the wheel, and we have some, again, looking down at some emotional things that have happened in their life that just didn't feel like they have gone your way, right? The 5 again, change, talking about change. It hits the wheel. The wheel says, you don't need to be in this energy anymore. Whether it's because you've reflected upon it or it's just time to leave it. Either or, the wheel says, time's moving, right? Things are moving. Now you have the Nine of Wands energy that comes next to that. That tells me, in a way, that gives me a little bit of a timeline of being in something, doing something for a long period of time, focusing on something for a long period of time. But it also talks about, to me, past life wisdom. Past, if I am intuitively guided, if I'm in tuned with my intuition, how I can receive the answer that I seek, right? And then we move into the world. So the world talks about almost like the melding of our spiritual body with our earthly body. It talks about entering a period of time, and we know that you're moving on, right? Because of the 2 wheels here, we know that it's a destiny. So to me, that's seeds. Those are seeds that were planted, coming to fruition. Doesn't mean I'm going to go through that. I look at this as a portal. Doesn't mean I'm going to go through that portal. Because I have the 9 of Swords right there, maybe I don't. Maybe I kind of like put myself in the hangman mode and be like, no, not yet. I almost want to say more of like a reversed 4 of Pentacles, where I'm hanging on to something, and refusing to let it go, so I'm not hearing my messages. But judgment. When judgment shows up in a reading, right, what's it ask for? It asks for a rebirth. It is the trumpet. It is the call to attention, right? It's talking about our spirituality. It's bringing out the 9 of Swords. So it's Source saying, I feel the worry within you, and I want to bring you some comfort. It's like the comfort house, right? The Holy Spirit, the comforter. And I want to help heal that, which is exactly what's happening. I want to help heal that so that you can walk into this next portal feeling fresh, feeling clean, feeling pure, feeling certainty, knowing that this is what I'm meant to do. This is the direction I'm meant to go. Okay? Let's keep going. You have the 2 nines up there, so that tells me there's some doors that have yet to be closed. When I see a 9, I think about the reflection, right? It tells me to take a moment, reflect upon the journey that I've just been on. Why? Because chances are some of you it was karmic, and there is the ability to learn that lesson, pass that test, so I can receive my diploma once and for all. Once and for all. It doesn't guarantee, like, let's say there's someone coming back, and for some of you, that's what it is. Someone wants to come back and talk to you, or you want to go back and talk to someone of your past. And, definitely there was trust issues somewhere at some time. I don't know where this king came from, but we're going to take him. Anyway, what? So somebody wants to come back and they just want to talk to you about something. This is not saying, go back with that person. That's the way it should be. No, this is saying get out of your head. Have an open heart if you're willing to hear the information. And then when you want to make a decision of whether to walk through this portal or not, you will feel comfortable. I keep getting the word comfortable. Like the Holy Spirit, the comforter, here to comfort you, right? But there's resistance, right? What's the resistance? I'm not reflecting back. I'm not allowing myself to learn or to finish the test of this karmic time. It could be a person that I've tied myself to, and for some reason have felt like this awesome responsibility of it can only be you, right? If it's not you, then my world will fall apart. Then I will never love again. Whatever it is, it's I don't know. There's an opportunity to learn something here that will absolutely go into your toll belt for eternity. And what that means to me is, I mean, they're my own words, but what that means to me is if I'm faced with, let's say, a similar situation again, later in life or at any time in my life, I now have the wisdom to decide whether I want to move into it or I want to reject it. I now have the wisdom. I now have the illumination. I don't have to go into the Nine of Swords energy and become, over anxious because of it. You have a lot of nines which are talking to me. I feel like some of you may be connected to a Virgo. Yeah, I just feel like I have to bring that out. And then we have this King of Wands who showed up. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming over the Five of Wands. So in some way, somehow, this person is part of a conflict that's going back and forth, okay? The mirror. Someone is holding a mirror up to me and I don't like what I'm seeing, or I'm holding a mirror up to them and they don't like what they're seeing, right? But through the Five of Wands, we're able to come to some type of resolution with that. And I know you do because you have the Six of Wands right below it. So let's keep going. Let's see what this king is truly doing here. Don't worry about the sign. You hear me say that all the time. I want you to think about the energy of the King of Wands. This is someone, listen, this can be someone who can be somewhat aggressive. There's a lot of swords, so this could be someone who speaks rather loudly or aggressively or really pushes a point. This is someone who, you know, I mean, he's not in reverse, but sometimes likes the limelight on themselves, and maybe because of that, it gave you certain feelings, right? Of, can I trust this person? You know, and remember, this can be flipped too, because all of a sudden I'm looking at this King of Wands and I'm seeing the Queen of Cups, and I'm thinking, is he wondering, can I trust her? Because maybe this person over here is a little bit of a flirt. We have the Prince of Pentacles. It's something you definitely want to learn within that. And then we have the Lovers again. Okay. Wow. Double Gemini on the board. Prince of Pentacles next to double Gemini. Well, next to the Lovers. So this is definitely me wanting to learn something. I'm seeking some type of information, right? For some of you, it could be certainly relating to how you make your money, and I feel like what you're wondering is, can I trust someone? Can I trust them? Maybe can I trust them with my money? Can I trust them with how I make my money? You know, here's the question. The question's coming from our Lover's card, right? Making a decision, head or heart. Well, if I'm making my decision in my head right now, then I am completely overanalyzing it, overthinking it. You know, it doesn't mean that my original thought's wrong. It means that I'm building upon it, and I'm blowing it up, right? It's taking me down. It's putting me into depression. It's taking me out of my spirit body almost, and making me feel stuck to the ground. But this Prince of Pentacles coming over the Three of Cups, you know, this talks about seeking joy. How can I, for some of you, I feel like it's talking about your job. Like, how can I make money in a way where I enjoy what I do? How do I do it? You know, seeking to build my foundation. I feel like it's something I'm meant to do. Maybe I'm talking myself out of it, right? I'm talking myself out of it, but everywhere I look, it's like the sources say, no, no, no. Here is the portal. The portal is right here. Here is the wisdom. Here is the ability within the Nine of Wands. What do I need to do there? I just need to focus upon it. How do I get myself out of here? I need to look at the High Priestess. I can even look at the High Priestess as my higher self. So, yes, there is a decision, so to speak, to be made. And, yeah, I don't know. I just feel, maybe that's why I was feeling anxious. That is why I was feeling anxious. We have the Nine of Cups. And then we have the Ten of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups. So, let's look at this. We have the Lovers that moves into the Nine of Cups, that then moves into the Ten of Cups. So someone is definitely worrying about whether they can trust someone, right? Whether they can this may be also someone who, two people who may want to be moving in together, because I have independent energy through the Nine of Cups, moving into relationship, right? Family, harmony, real love. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is what's supporting that energy. So I believe the Ace of Pentacles over anything else here. What that tells me is source saying, your guides are saying that this Ace of Pentacles belongs to you, coming to you to use really any way you want to. It's going to come in different forms for different people. But for some of you, you know, it's like I always get so much love around me. I just do, I do, I do. And for some reason, I always try to fight it like, give me more than love. But for some of you, this is about love, and I don't want to deny that. So, you know, I had this connection to someone. May not be with them right now with the Nine of Cups. I feel like where I'm trying to base my decision is, do I stay alone or do we come together? Stay alone, which I feel like I'd be just fine. However, I do have the Queen of Cups down here, which tells me that my heart kind of is looking for fulfillment, right? But I'm still okay on my own. Or do I go into the Ten of Cups energy? Well, you have the Eight of Cups, which really I should keep up here, came after that. Bring that down a little bit. So we have the 8, the 9, the 10 of Cups. All this emotion. This is all emotion. Next to the Lovers, with the 9 of Swords above it. What's the advice? The advice is, if I want to get out of my head, I need to look at my emotional house. Some of you may be your 8th house, but I need to look at my emotional house. I need to look at, and that means in all aspects, not just like, this isn't talking about look at what someone has done to you. It can say like, look what someone has done to me, but also look how long I stayed, right? How long I allowed myself to stay in it. This can also be about asking you, do you have the ability to forgive, right? You feel this connection. Can you forgive? Will someone forgive you, right? It's funny because I see the 5 of Cups up here and I see the 8 of Cups down here. 5 of Cups, I'm definitely focusing on the emotions in my life, right? The things that have gone wrong emotionally in my life, whatever it is. 9 of Wands is telling me there was some type of lesson within that. Something that then gives me the degree that I can then move into the world energy, which is walking with spirit, knowing, feeling my spirituality, right? Feeling my intuition like never before. But it's a 9 of Swords coming over Judgment also. So it's saying the fear factor is so strong here that you are having a hard time feeling your way through this life. You're having a hard time moving forward because of the fear. And when I'm saying fear, and that can be a million different things. But it's a strong emotion, right? So now I have the 8 of Cups. Within this deck, this person has done just that. They have put their emotional house in order, and now they're moving away from that, right? So, and I almost feel like there's no right or wrong here. This is just whatever you want. This is just whatever you want. And I want to take one more card over the 8, the 9, and 10. I feel like some of you have been also in what you would call a twin flame relationship. Maybe you've been calling someone a twin flame and tired of the waiting game. Tired of the waiting game. Alright. We got a lot, but we're going to take them. So here's that Two of Swords, okay? So there is a decision that needs to be made. We have the Four of Pentacles, which I felt earlier. That is being careful not to hang on to a certain perspective, hanging on to a certain way of being flexible. We have the Four of Swords, healing. So, am I willing to forgive, right? Maybe I do feel like this is a true twin flame, or a love, a connection, a true connection with someone. And, I've been unbendable. They've been unbendable. Someone's been unbendable. But the Knight, to me, feels like energy is coming towards you, right? And I feel like coming towards you to help clarify something for you, okay? Because then again, here's the Four Swords. So the Four Swords is that healing aspect over the Ten of Cups. And then we also have the same thing over the Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant with the Ten of Swords. Hierophant can represent Taurus, of course. So, wow, a lot of swords. Wow. The way we spoke to each other. This is about communication. I feel like, are you going to communicate, right? The Hierophant's right next to it. I feel like, if I have given myself the time to heal, what does healing mean? It means a lot of different things, but the one thing that I'm picking up right now is clarity, right? It gives, when I look at myself and I take the responsibility of myself, especially with these two fours right next to each other, when I look at my own foundation, my own temple, the way I think, the way I act, when I look at that, not through judgment, right? It's not about judging yourself. It's about understanding yourself. Patterns. Understanding the patterns in your life. Ten of Swords right next to it, but the Hierophant saying it needs to come from a higher energy. Bring yourself to a higher energy, to a higher vibration. Don't fear your decisions, right? I can't make that decision, Sandy, because I'm afraid I'm going to make the wrong one. I can't make it. Well, if you look back and look at some of your relationships, like analyze them, look at the patterns of them. Nines, that is looking for the pattern, right? Looking for the pattern. Why? So that I understand it. And then from that, I can close a door if a door needs to be closed. It doesn't always mean walking away from someone. Sometimes it just means I close the door of jealousy. I close the door of no longer now I can trust someone, right? I'm able to look at things from both sides now, so to speak. The Hierophant's right next to the Ten of Swords tells me that we have to watch for where our vibration was within this connection, right? Because our vibration also had a part to play in it. Our emotional house. This is really what has been out of order. Our emotional house has taken us into our thinking process, but we're not thinking 100% clearly because it's almost too much, right? Almost too much. Definitely feel like someone's, like, one of your questions, do I stay or do I go? Do I stay or do I go? And I don't know that there's a right or a wrong answer there. I feel like because the Nine of Cups is here, it's saying, sweetie, this is completely up to you. I feel like within this, the Lover's energy, two people here could certainly bring this back together in the most loving way. If two people, because we have two lovers, two people are willing to raise their vibration. If two people were willing to look at my part in something, my habits that I repeat, right? Ten of Swords is the energy of, in this card, I see these, I mean, there's no way I didn't see these swords coming. So maybe I expected them. It's funny because at the Hierophant it's a 5 and it goes directly into a 10 here. So it's telling me it's time to end this type of action, right? It's time to walk away from that, whether I'm physically walking away from someone or I'm mentally walking away from that type of energy. There's the ability to heal this relationship or keep moving on. That is, with the 9 of Cups again, I feel like it's up to you. There's really no right or wrong. However, with the new portal opening up and this higher vibration being asked of us, this is where I almost feel like the 10 of Cups, it doesn't go away. Maybe not with that person, or maybe, again, we're able to figure this out and brings us back to the energy of the 10 of Cups. It's all going to come through our vibration. The healing is here. It's almost like the healing has been here. There's a lot of healing going over people's homes. This could certainly be talking about with the coronavirus too. A lot of protection, but also a lot of healing over it, right? A lot of people in their heads about it. Let's keep going. I'm actually going to pick these up. I feel like my cards are being messy today. We have the King of Swords that is coming out over the Six of Wands. This could very much be your energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. There are a lot of Gemini on the board. Anyway, this could certainly be your energy. This is coming over the Six of Wands, so your perspective definitely being heard. People are now understanding your point of view. Whatever it is, if some of you, it's just movement. Like, I want to move from my current lifestyle, my current job, my current partner, just my current energy. I want out of it, right? I don't want this sadness attached to me anymore. And if it's relating to anything or anybody, this is telling me that you now have the energy where people will look at you differently, will see you differently, will respect you. Maybe you've just, the 10 of Swords that was out here that I got rid of. Maybe that's why I wanted to get rid of it, right? Because now people seeing you in a new light. If this is talking about love, I feel like if this is about someone who may be coming back that wants to speak to you, with the Lovers here, again, that 9 of Swords, Lovers, 9 of Swords. But the 9 of Cups comes over that. So that talks about your own self-fulfillment, first and foremost. But is the ability to turn it into the 10 of Cups here? Absolutely, it is here, right? So this can certainly be two people talking something out. And, I don't know. I don't want to say Libra is a quiet sign, because I don't think that you are. I do think that you speak your mind. Not always. But I feel like, there's times when people don't get you. And I don't know, I'm seeing it kind of as like a cool thing. Why don't they get you? Because, you're too cool for school. When is the last time I've said that? Anyway, this is now you being in the spotlight, so to speak, because you have something, you either have something to say, or you're willing to listen to someone else's perspective. We have these Six of Pentacles that follows that. So that's about receiving and giving. It's funny, you usually say giving and receiving. With the Queen of Cups here, maybe I don't allow myself to receive like I should. Maybe I'm giving, right? This talks about now receiving. I feel like there was the energy of a little bit of boredom, either what I'm doing right now or what I was doing. Some of you, I feel like there's already been this movement in your life, and maybe this is just helping you to understand, what the whole process was about, right? It's, once I move into that wheel, that means I've gotten my emotional house in order. That means that tool goes into my tool belt. That makes me the victor no matter what, right? Six of Cups means, I'm willing to give as I'm also willing to receive, both being important. This is balance. If it's talking about a person or a couple, it's a true balance of, listen, I love to give. I am a giver. But I have a hard time receiving. It's like compliments. It took me a very long time to receive a compliment and just be able to say thank you, right? I'd always be like, no, right? Almost like I'm trying to talk them out of it, change their mind. It took me time. It took me reflection. It took me to look at the patterns within my own life to understand this. It took me a while to understand that I have to be able to receive love and fulfill myself to then be able to give love, right? I feel like this is also talking about, for some of you, you've been in the energy of accepting, not receiving for quite a while. Some of you, I feel like you definitely, I feel like I'm going through a lot of different messages, and some are going to get confused. I apologize. That's when you come back later, at another time, right? It just may not be your time to understand it, but I know the ones who are meant to hear it now are going to get this. Some of you are seeking, you're just seeking a new path. You want a new path. You want a new way of living, right? A new way of earning. Perhaps some of you want, you want a new home. You want to leave where you're at. It's all kind of here. Let's see what this is. We have the Six of Cups. Interesting. So Six of Cups coming under the Lover's Cup, or the Lover's card, attached to the Nine of Swords, but also attached to the Seven of Swords. So this is someone of the past, right? Someone of the past where I know the Ten of Cups did exist. I had it. I know that you had it, right? At one time. Something happened. Some type of trust issue definitely happened. It can certainly be with the Three of Cups that someone or both of us, maybe in a time we were younger and we drank a lot, so we had a lot of influence over our true selves. Now coming to our true selves, right? Yeah, I used to go to the bar all the time. And, I did too, like on the weekends, when I was younger, like, hey, let's go to the bar, let's go get drunk, let's go dance, let's go have fun. But then as time goes along, that slows down. It's just kind of natural, right? So that was a different time period. Like, we're trying to make a relationship work when there was a lot of outside influence. Now we're older. Now we're wiser, right? Nine of Wands is saying, you're wiser. All you gotta do is look at the patterns to see that. Because you're being asked to walk into this spiritual path, or you're being invited into this spiritual path. I should put it that way. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like this is about the happier times, though, right? This is saying, remember the good things. Remember the good times. Some of you literally, I feel like it's about moving back to your hometown, back to a house that you used to live in, back to around a group of friends that you used to, who gave you real support, that type of thing. But it's focusing, remembering those things instead of being in the Nine of Swords, which is everywhere, right? Which is everywhere. Six and six. So this is what I think. If somebody comes in, they're going to want to sit down, they're going to want to talk to you. Or the other way around. And we're going to talk about the old days, right? We're going to talk about the way our relationship was. And what I've realized is the influence that was around us, or that was around me, that took me out of my true self, right? I don't feel like love ever left. There's just too much love on this table. There's too many cups on this table to tell me that I broke the love, but I probably broke, severed the relationship. Anyway, I feel like, this is talking about, either I had a hard time trusting you or you had a hard time trusting me. Why? Well, for one thing, I feel like there was a lot of flirting going on. And, you're Libra. And and I'm saying this because I'm a Virgo, and I'm kind of the same way. It's like, how people say, oh, flirting is natural. Well, I don't want my partner flirting in front of me. That hurts my feelings. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it. And chances are, I'm going to say something, maybe not right at that moment, but driving home, I'm going to be like, you were a little flirty tonight, don't you think? Certainly has brought up arguments in my past relationships. And I feel like that's kind of, for some of you, what's going on. Some, it has to do about drinking. Anyway, the bottom line is, you had the Two of Swords, so there will be a question asked of you. And, or you're asking the question. 6 and the 6, well, there's that balance. It's funny, 666. And I know some of you hate that number, right? But look it up spiritually. Synchronicities. With the Hangman. And look how he came. Sideways. Like, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I feel like that's what you're saying. I'll think about it. I feel like the Hangman talks about taking my time. Let's say I decide to give this person a yes, or they decide to give me a yes. This is then taking my time. Let me see your actions, right? If I need that, let me see. Let me feel the way this relationship feels now, right? If it has anything to do with how I make my money, this is taking my time. Let me feel. Let me, see how it feels to me, because the High Priestess is up here all about you feeling your way through this. The Hangman doesn't move until he feels comfortable, right? But he's not like, there's one reason why he's stopping himself. And that's because he's seeking the wisdom to make the right decision, right? This isn't about, stubbornness. At least I don't feel that. This is about, I want to see your actions, right? I want to see your actions before I move out of this 9 of Cups into the 10 of Cups. Because I don't want to go into the 8 of Cups again, which is movement, right? I'm going to spend a little time, right? Let's spend a little time. Maybe you don't even say a word. You're just kind of watching it, right? Or vice versa. We have the Ace of Cups. That, by the way, is also coming over the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Wow, we have the 7 of Cups. And then we have the King of Cups. Some of you, this may be someone you were married to at one time with the King and the Queen together, right? Both cups. But both of these people are open to love. Both these people can be flirtatious. I don't know why I said that, other than the Seven of Cups is here. So that makes me question the Ace of Cups a little bit, right? But it's here. And by the way, these aces are all coming under judgment. And the world. And the will, by the way. So, but I have free will. I can say no to everything. I can say no to everything. And if I stay within the Nine of Swords, chances are I am going to say no to everything. I'm going to be afraid of movement, period. Seven of Cups tells me I'm nervous about the choices I need to make. But your answer is right there, because the Eight of Cups is right above it. It's saying, look at that, your emotional house, not from a judgmental point of view, truly, but look at it from the patterns, even looking back at my childhood and seeing if I'm recreating patterns that my parents had, in their marriage, and it didn't work out. Or maybe they had a great marriage, right? Looking back, see, I'm looking for these things. I'm looking for them so that I am very clear on myself, very clear on why I do certain things, right? So, a Seven of Cups is about choices, but I'm fearful that I'm going to make the wrong choice. Not if I have taken that time to look at my emotional house. And you guys, I say it all the time, but it takes many, many times. Things need to be said many, many times for many of us before we actually do it. And that's okay. But here is the King of Cups. And here's the Queen of Cups. So, it's attached. It's all attached. And the Ten of Cups. Let's keep going. Could also be some marriage proposals coming. Could even be a, will you marry me again? Alright, let's come down to this wheel. It is windy out there. I'm surprised they still have electricity. Like a card flipped. Yep. We have the moon coming over the wheel. We have the Queen of Pentacles, possible Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You have a lot of Taurus in your reading already. I felt that someone was connected to a Virgo earlier. I don't know if we have Capricorn yet, but that doesn't really matter. The moon, card of Pisces. So we have Pisces right here with Earth, right? But coming over the wheel, which I often feel is an Earth sign too. Doesn't have to be. Queen of Pentacles is someone who pays attention to the small details. And I feel like it's relating back to the Hangman here. Like, I'm not going to say no, because I have the Chariot here. But this is someone who is paying attention to the details, right? Looking at the details. Because the moon casts a shadow. The moon causes uncertainty because it casts its shadow, right? But the wheel kind of, to me, counteracts that, right? Is this destined or is it not? Is it destined or is it not, right? As it relates to business, Queen of Pentacles also. what I feel like is just saying take your time before you move. Doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean take a lot of time. I mean, it's up to you, I guess. But it's saying take the time you need that you can make a clear decision, right? Because the moon is here, but the high priestess tells you that even if there's a shadow being cast, your intuition, your gut is talking to you, right? So this Queen of Pentacles is next to the Chariot. This tells me that there's movement here, especially with the Four of Cups right above it in reverse. And again, it was the energy, you know, kind of like not trusting yourself. Here's your card, Justice. Excuse me. Oh, that was very hard to get. Coming out, excuse me, Justice coming out over the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords. You know, and I don't know if I even talked about this yet, but I feel like, you know, if this is about whether I'm staying in a relationship or not, you know, I can go, I think I did talk about it. I feel like this is saying here that, you know, should I divorce, should I not divorce? Well, there is, if you want that current relationship to work, there is the ability for it to work. Doesn't mean you have to make it. Doesn't mean you have to stay. That's not what this is saying. This is saying if that's something you're thinking about, yes, you can make this current relationship work. If this is talking about movement, because your card is coming right over the Chariot. It talks about the balance, right? You have a card of balance right above it, Six of Pentacles, open and receiving. But you also have the Prince of Pentacles right above that. So this is seeking, right? I'm seeking. Maybe I'm seeking past life wisdom. But I am seeking, and whatever I focus on is what I'm going to build upon within this period of my life. So, Justice seems, I don't know, it's almost like I feel like this is Libra's card here, because I feel like this is saying I'm not too satisfied with in my own life. There's a sense of, again, boredom, of humdrum, right? Of doing the same thing. But any opportunities that are being offered to me, it's going to require for me to step outside my comfort zone. And that's where I'm fearful. But the Hierophant is saying, no, you don't need to be fearful on any decision you make here about anything, as long as you're coming from your higher being. Come from your higher being. Include your higher being. Include your spirit guides, right? Open your intuition. Nine of Wands is looking right again looking right at the High Priestess. High Priestess ready to move into this next portal. All about your spirituality. This Justice coming out certainly can talk about some karmic energy that we've been in, right? Maybe it was that Five of Cups, what we were looking at. And maybe what the lesson and the degree that we receive will be about, looking at why, I'm not going to say I allowed these Three Cups to fall over, but where was my part in it? Did I stay too long? What did I learn from it? Very open-minded when you're doing this. Again, not judging, not coming from the Nine of Swords like, man, I just suck. Like, I suck at relationships. No, you don't. No, you don't. You deserve all the love in the world, but you have to know that, right? You have to travel to the Nine of Cups, self-fulfillment, filling up my own cups first. Then I move into the Ten of Cups, which is true harmony, which, you know, which has the Ace of Cups below it, which is love. But the Hangman's there, right? So it's like, don't worry about rushing it. But you have the Chariot. I really feel like this is talking about a lot of karmic times being over. Some of you may have been waiting for what you consider your twin to leave another. And it certainly looks that way, right? Almost for someone, I feel like maybe I've been reading their life and you're hearing about it, and with this the Prince of Wands underneath it, this is someone coming to you to deliver that news. But on both sides of it, what it's talking about is balance, right? Balance. I feel like balance is the lesson that I'm learning. Giving and receiving, and my vibration. Always thinking about my vibration. Stepping outside my comfort zone when I'm being called to. If I decide to jump on the next Ferris wheel. If I decide, right? Because it's going to be up to you. This is telling you how you have the best chance to have it all here on Earth, right? Your very best chance. Doesn't mean it's easy, right? But once we get through these lessons, you know, justice is here. This can be the end of, you know, I feel like someone asked me, how do you know when your karma is paid off per life, you know, in a lifetime? Well, maybe it's never paid off, but what you learn, because listen, you're always creating. Wherever my energy is today, if I'm always in the Nine of Swords energy, I'm pretty much guaranteed the next week I'm also going to be in the Nine of Swords energy. However, if I'm in the Nine of Cups energy, where, you know, this is very positive energy, my chances of next week being positive are pretty good. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. Maybe I'm learning that through the Justice card also. My energy through the High Priestess, through the Hierophant, my energy, my belief system, you know, trusting within it. Maybe I've been getting a little lazy within it, will determine my tomorrow. You know, it's not all magic. We have a lot to do with how our lives are going to turn out. Taking chances, you know, when our head's like, no, 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 but our gut is like, yeah, oh, but I've always wanted to try that. I've always wanted to do that. Take the chance. Listen, you know, if it's with someone and it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. It doesn't mean you'll never have love again, right? If it's a job, and you want to see how good you'll be in that type of position, give it a shot. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, something else will open up. You know, you have to allow yourself to fail every once in a while. This is where we have our biggest growth. It can't always go your way, right? It just can't. It can't always go our way. We are going to fail. We are imperfect. We were made that way. That's part of the journey. I was going to say it's part of the fun, but it's not fun when you're in the negative aspect of it, right? But we can turn that energy around. It's showing. Here's the Nine of Swords. Here's the Nine of Cups. Which one do I want to be in? Which one do I want to be in? We have Judgment again. Wow. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So, Judgment. Judgment now is touching the Hierophant, but also touching the Ten of Pentacles. You know, I feel like I need to stop and just say that a lot of us are worried about our loved ones. You know, I'm worried about my own daughter because all of a sudden she's not feeling so well, and now, of course, I'm in a different state, and I'm worried. You know, does she have the coronavirus or does she just have a cold? So I'm worried about these things, but I'm trusting and I'm praying. Right? I'm doing whatever I can spiritually to help her, and I would love if you all would say a prayer for Jennifer. She doesn't have all the symptoms, but she's not feeling so hot. So, we're all kind of in that state. And I feel like this is blessing again over our homes. Not just blessings, but healings. Let's take one more. Am I thinking of leaving a certain home? Well, if I'm questioning that, I'm questioning the Two of Pentacles energy, which I kind of like. Because even though this is the energy of, this person's juggling, right? Can I do it? Can I fit it in? Is it right? This and that. But doing it from a balanced point of view. Two of Wands. So definitely a question. Definitely questions. Questions. I feel like I need to take one more. 2-2. 22. Two cards came out. Five of Wands with the Tower. Some of you are wondering whether to give someone another opportunity, or someone's wondering whether to give you another opportunity. Some of you may be talking about your jobs. And it could be talking about maybe some of you are forced out of your jobs, and now you're thinking of doing something else, using some type of some part of your creativity to start to build finances in that way. You have all the blessings you need to go ahead and do it. This whole reading is about getting out of your head, right? Your whole reading is about getting out of your head. When it comes to connections and can I trust? Well, if I stay in my head, I'm always going to think no. I'm always going to think no, even if there's not a reason to. Some are finishing up karmic times. Some partners are finishing up their karmic times and may be coming back, may be coming in, right? To see if, funny, look at that, Five of Cups under there too. To see if, if you're still willing, that type of thing. Here's that Five of Wands with the Tower. So, and I definitely feel like this is past energy, because what's connected to it is the Four of Swords. So that's the healing over that tower, whatever the tower is for you. Like-minded energy, again. Maybe it's that mirror that two people have been holding up to each other, been like, oh, I don't like that mirror that you keep showing me. But I have to realize that mirror is myself, right? Especially if it's a twin flame, you will hold up mirrors to each other. And it is meant so that you can see these parts of yourself, right? Because you have the Hierophant, talks about the highest vibration we can come from. The highest vibration we can come from gives us the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, right? But it's the journey of getting there. The Ace of Cups is here. So there's pure love here. But here's the bottom line. I can't make the decision for you, right? No one can make these decisions for you. The Hangman right in the middle is saying, take a moment, right? Take a moment within it, but not through your anxiety, through your clarity, through what I feel like for some of you, as your intuition, maybe you've been closing off your intuition and the messages aren't getting through. Now they start to get through. Now they start to get through. You got to seek it, right? You got to seek change. Change does come to us whether we want it or not. But there's certain things in life that if we truly want, we need to seek after it. We need to want it. And we need to be willing to be open to all avenues of it, giving and receiving, right? We need to realize we will go through karmic times. And we're creating karma right now, some of us. Again, if I keep myself in the Nine of Swords energy, if I keep myself in that anxiety, then chances are that's how next week's going to look. But if I keep myself in a positive light as much as I can, then chances are that's what next week is going to look like. That is what I'm attracting. I attract through my energy. I create through my own energy. You know, I'm sure there's been times in your life when you're like, holy shit, it's just like one opportunity after another opportunity. It's because you were in the energy of, I want it. I want to say yes. I'm not fearful of it, right? You would go, you allowed yourself to, I want to say experiment, to live. You allowed yourself to live. But here's the bottom line. Whatever this was, whatever the tower represents for you, there's so much healing on this table, and there's so much love on this table. Even if you've gone through some tough karmic times, remember, take a moment within it. Look, reflect back on that journey. Gain the toll so that you can shut the door for good. A lot of this can end. It can end. But it comes through us, individually, what we decide for our own life. I don't feel like there's a rush for anything. Maybe because, you know, many of us need to stay home. It's not about rushing through anything, but I feel like you're going to feel changes and opportunities coming to you. And, you know, sometimes great things happen out of horrible things. Sometimes we don't understand why. We don't understand this tower, like, why? And then the next thing you know, bam, here comes an Ace of Cups. Or, for some of you, the Ace of Pentacles, right? A new way of making money. A way of really building up my finances, my creativity, new adventure through that, right? Some of you, love. Wrong way. Love, right? New love. Old love that feels like new love. Whatever it is, you have the healing over this tower. You know, Source is saying, I see what's going on. I see what you're going through. I'm trying to reach you. Someone left an email and asked that very question. Said, another reader said, why would God try to deliver a message to me for you? And my answer to that is because if we're in the Nine of Swords energy, we're not hearing the messages. It's almost like we're closing them off. So us, as light workers, that is where we come in. We help to show you the light, to get you to the Nine of Cups, right? We're here to say, you have an opportunity to walk through this, right? Source tries to reach you, but you're in a certain state. So light workers come in. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So that you can have a great life. And that doesn't mean there won't be challenges. And that's one thing we've got to learn. Even, you know, it's like we can have the most beautiful life, but there still will be challenges. That's okay, right? With a balanced mind, body, and soul, we can handle and get through anything and thrive. Truly thrive. Okay, I'm going to do an oracle card, and I'm not even going to try to separate these right now. It would take too much time. So weird that my cards feel like this for Libra. Feels like a jigsaw puzzle, and I have to try to figure how to put it together. But every piece is here, so it can be done. we have gratitude, which I have to say was in reverse. And normally I don't even care, but I feel like I just had to say that. So maybe it's stating, some of us aren't. I don't know. It was in reverse. And then we have watched over. So we're going to read both of those. Gratitude. God is generous and loving and desires the very best for you and all of his beloved children. If you've been feeling forsaken or forgotten, this card reminds you of the magical power of gratitude. No matter what the current situation may be, there is always something to be grateful for. Take 1 minute now to review your blessings, including being alive, the sunrise, the sunset, birds singing, and so forth. As your heart warms with gratitude for all that you currently have, you open yourself to receive more. Today, practice saying thank you, repeatedly out loud and silently. These words are the keys that open the door to happiness, abundance, and fulfillment. Watched over. Went right to it. This card brings a message of reassurance of your safety and asks you to drop any defenses or guards that you may currently be preventing you from enjoying your life. By relaxing into God's protective arms, you reduce your stress level in helpful ways. God, Jesus, Mother Mary, and the angels have heard and answered your prayers for protection. You receive your answers via your repetitive feelings and thoughts, which guide you along the pathway of safety. Keep your mind sober and open so that you can clearly pick up on these divine messages and be sure to take action where they direct you. Beautiful. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. As always, thank you so much. It felt a little chaotic, but it may just be the time period. The rain outside. I feel like I definitely felt some people's anxiety. And, all I want to say is, really trust your intuition because it's trying to guide you. Yeah, things will get better. Things will get better. I love you. I am always here for you, and I know that you're always there for me. I want to thank you for just being part of my soul family, especially through some of these difficult times. I've been through some major changes, and some hard, some beautiful, right? But the wheel keeps turning, and I'm either going to jump on that wheel or I'm not. So my advice is jump on the wheel, see where it takes you. Don't worry about it. Be adventurous and know that you're being watched over, right? Just know that you're being watched over. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Thank you for subscribing. I truly appreciate that. Thank you for your beautiful thumbs up. I love it. Love it, love it. And just thank you for being you. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.